Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything and welcome back to the channel. And well, it's been a while since Barcelona have, come short in a European match. Okay, no, it hasn't. But you know what? This time around, it was a different kind of match. This is actually a match which, when you look at it and take stock of the entire game and the flow of it and how it all unfolded, you're actually asking yourself how Barcelona lost this game. Quite honestly, I have no answer to that, aside from something which I always complain about. When I'm saying that some of our 4-0 wins could be 6-0 or 7-0 or 8-0 and whatnot. We'll get into all of that anyway. I'll be a bit quick with my match review. It's going to be the same as usual, but I'm not going to dally so much because I don't have much time to do the editing for this, so I can put it up. Because like I had said in my last upload, I have traveled and I don't even have my whole setup that I use typically for recording and editing, so this is just me improvising right now. But anywho, you know how we do with match reviews: tactical setup, negatives and positives. Then I give you the man of the match, though yeah, today's man of the match is a bit tricky, I guess, but we're still going to do all of that. Here's this setup from both teams. You can see here Bayern set up in that usual 4-2-3-1. This the preferred tactic for Bayern managers, just like Barcelona's managers set up with the preferred 4-3-3. There weren't many surprises from the Bayern starting 11, I think, except maybe Pavard starting at right back instead of Mazraoui. I thought maybe that was a bit odd because Mazraoui is the more athletic of the two. Anywho, for Barca, there was a big surprise in that Marcos Alonso started, and to be quite honest, it was something which going into this game I had mixed feelings about. As the game unfolded as well, those mixed feelings stayed mixed because, anyway, we're going to get into it, but this is how the team set up, so let's talk those negatives and positives now. And my first negative is something I've already hinted at here. Man, where was our finishing in that game? Seriously. You'd think it's a joke that Barcelona has been spanking teams 5-1, 4-0, 3-0, over the past couple of weeks. We just could not put the ball into the back of the net. Now, of course, we do need to give credit where it's due as far as Manuel Neuer is concerned. He did make some pretty good saves, 2 at least, in that first half, which kept the game level and which ultimately I think gave Bayern the win mentally, because when you're under as much pressure as Bayern were in that first half and you're not conceding, you're just soaking all of that up, it's only going to work in your favor because then your manager gets the chance to react. And that's going to be my next negative, which was just that Xavi was like half and half in this one. What do I mean? It was half brilliant and half not brilliant. Here's what I'm talking about. The first half, the tactics from Xavi were right. It was spot on. Okay, even the team selection was looking like it was correct, right? Like everything was looking like, this is working. This is right. Second half though, Xavi looked slow to react. There are substitutions that he should have made. One thing you need to understand in a match of football is that just because something worked in the first half doesn't mean it'll work in the second half. And the moment that Nagelsmann realized that, he pulled off Sabitzer and threw on Goretzka. And it became obvious from there that, there's going to be a bit more of a different approach from Bayern, especially across the midfield, because Kimmich was really the only one doing anything in that midfield during the first half, not to, look down on Sabitzer's efforts, but Kimmich was really the one who was more on top. So when you had Goretzka, we already know how good he can be on his day. And at that moment, to be honest, I was thinking that was when Xavi would react. Maybe you throw on Kessie or you throw on Frankie de Jong. And something I have to also ask, exactly why did we sign Kessie if in matches like this we're only going to give him 6 minutes of action, and what is he supposed to do in those 6 minutes? Anywho, Xavi was slow to react, and between the Goretzka substitution and the Frankie de Jong substitution, this game was basically lost right there. It was one for Bayern, it was lost for Barca, because Bayern did score two very quick fire goals. And I don't want to lay too much of the blame for how it didn't work out at Xavi's feet, because if the feet of some of our players had been more accurate with finishing, then this wouldn't have even been a thing. Maybe we go into like the 55th minute with a 3-0 score rather than being a goal down, that kind of a thing. But that kind of a day, I can't emphasize enough how probably frustrating that was. But as far as negatives are concerned, I'm not going to be too hard on players like Marcos Alonso, because like, if you literally just make one mistake and that's where your opponents score from, it's like, you're allowed to make one mistake as a human being, are you not? Anywho, let's move on, talk some positives. Yes, you're wondering what? Yes, we have positives here, because like I said earlier on, when you sit back and take stock of this match, you're asking yourself exactly how Barcelona lost this game, because this was a match that was really in our hands for the winning. If you look at the stats, and as far as chances created and big chances as well that were created in that regard, it's pretty obvious. Barcelona had 3, Bayern had 2. Barcelona hit the woodwork as well. There's enough material here to suggest that Barcelona should at the very least not have lost this game. But it happened, and you're probably wondering, wait, why is this still your positive? Well, how many teams do you know that have gone to the Allianz Arena and have outplayed Bayern like that? I mean, even when Real Madrid went to the Allianz Arena and beat Bayern, they were still not the team that was dominating, if you get what I mean. Sure, Madrid were getting their chances on the break and not score. That's the difference, right? Yeah. But they were not the ones that were on top of play. They were not the ones that were creating the most chances. And that's exactly what Barca were doing here. And for some unfathomable reason, really, our finishing just was not there. And that's the reason why, like I said, I can't really blame Xavi too much. The responsibility definitely has to fall on our attackers with this one, because even our defenders did a very good job. At least in that first half, Bayern were basically not in the game at that point, But hey, we always knew that as long as we don't take those chances we're creating, something could happen and we would end up regretting. And that's exactly what has happened here. So I don't really know what else to say. I'll just move on and give my man of the match. I'm going to beat about the bush too much here. It was Manuel Neuer. Once again, like I said, his team did have him to thank for going into that break goalless, and that is the major reason why they were able to have this comeback, because I guarantee if they went into that break 2-0 down, it doesn't unfold as well as it did for them. Anywho, that's that for me, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What were your negatives? What were your positives? What were your takeaways? What did you think about that performance? Personally, I'm not disappointed or ashamed after that performance. This is more what we wanted. Like, if we're going to lose a match, we shouldn't lose it the way that we lost, like, the 3-0 at Camp Nou with 0 shots on target, that kind of thing. No, we wanted this team to be more competitive, and that was a very competitive team. We dominated Bayern. Yes, we lost. I'm not being delusional in trying to say like maybe Bayern didn't deserve the win or anything. No, they had a good strategy. They absorbed Barca's pressure, and then they took their chances when they came. Difference is we didn't take our chances when they came, and I think if we can do that, then it's not inconceivable to actually still top this group. Anywho, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and Forza Barca.